Mr. Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. Mayor Van Johnson.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem and District 5 Alderwoman Dr.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Edwards Shabazz.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Please continue.
Present.
Chairman in District 4 Alderman Nick Palumbo.
Present.
Vice Chair in District 3 Alderwoman Linda Wilder Bryan.
Ready, let's go. Happy Thanksgiving.
Post 1 Alderwoman Carolyn H. Bell.
Present.
Post 2 Alderwoman Alicia Miller Blakely.
Present.
District 1 Alderwoman Bernetta B. Lanier. District 2 Alderman
She's here, though.
Dietrich Leggett.
He's here too.
And District 6 Alderman Curtis Purty.
Present.
Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. All rise. I call this meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, November the 25th, 2025. The time is about 2:16 p.m. We want to thank everyone joining us in chambers and on our various media platforms. Savannah will be a safe, environmentally healthy, and economically thriving community for all. And for us, all means all. Today's invocator will be introduced by 4th District Alderman and Chair of Council, Nick Palumbo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It is an honor to introduce our invocators for today. I know that 2025, it's important for us to remember the reason for the season. And 2025's headline's really been food security. Ahead of Thanksgiving this year, it's so important for us to recognize those who have and the have-nots, that we continue to provide for our entire community. One of our favorite events of the year is when Team Savannah joins together for a canned food drive that is renowned throughout the entire city departments, where they honor the most generous service center. Unfortunately, I didn't get to make it this year, but to make up for it, I'm going to like to introduce our invocators for today, twice as nice. We have joining us from America's Second Harvest family, we have Ms. Jennifer Thomas, Chief Financial Officer, come forward, and former member of Team Savannah, and Elizabeth Waters, the Director of Programs, who works tirelessly to distribute food alongside our community's partner agencies. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please give me a warm welcome to our good friends from America's Second Harvest.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As you just heard, I'm Jennifer Thomas with Second Harvest, where we serve over 21 counties in the coastal Georgia area. As we are only 2 days away from Thanksgiving, it is important to give thanks not only today or Thursday, but year-round. At Second Harvest, we are thankful to our community, like the city of Savannah, for having such a successful canned food drive this year. Thank you. Other members of our community, they donate their food, their time, and their money, and we appreciate that, and we are very thankful to give back. We are also thankful for our partner agencies who are running the food pantries and helping Second Harvest to achieve our mission to end hunger and improve lives. We know we cannot do it alone, and we are so thankful for all the support that we are receiving to help fight food insecurity. So at this time of year, give thanks and gratitude. I invite all of you to take a moment to give thanks and give gratitude and give back to anyone in need. And at this time, I would like to introduce Elizabeth Waters, the Director of Programs at Second Harvest. Thank you.
All right, it is an honor to be here today in front of all of our partners and community support. The work that we do is all-encompassing, and it cannot be done without each and every partner in this room and outside of these walls. So thank you very much. I'm going to close with a prayer that a mentor shared with me, and that is the prayer of St. Francis. So if you'll bow your heads. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let us honor our country. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies, thank you so much. It was a pleasure seeing you yesterday, and I was wondering where Alderman Palumbo was because he usually shows up. But it was, again, another hard-fought competition. The championship trophy has changed hands.
No longer community services.
It is no longer community services. Where's Faye Damasio? The champion, Faye, everybody here who's on Faye's team, please stand. So, that's right, they did break a record. Anybody here from Faye's team, stand up. We want to thank you all. Big round of applause again. So after 2 hard, strong years, it has been, victory has been taken from community services. So next year, we're starting already. The trash talking is already beginning, but thank you all. And let me thank you all for partnering with us the way you did during the shutdown. The fact was you were valuable partners, and so it's representative of the work you do all year long. So thank you so much. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you. We appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah,
you.
formerly of the 3rd District, yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's
Mayor,
proceed.
you ready, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Let me and we'll get to this point, but items number 7 and 8, which are the petitions for a text amendment for hotel development overlay district and zoning map amendment, that has been, it's been requested to be continued to December the 11th per the petitioner's request. And so I suspect we will entertain that at that time. So if you're here for that, we probably won't be hearing that today.
Mr. Mayor, that's 7, 8, 12, and 13.
Right, those are corresponding items. Yes, sir.
So with that, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for the adoption of the regular meeting agenda for November the 25th to include the comments of the changes that our mayor just mentioned.
So moved.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
I'd like to make a motion on items number 2 and items number 3 for the approval of the minutes for the work session and city manager's briefing held on November 13th, 2025 at 12 o'clock p.m. and for the approval of the minutes for the regular meeting held on November 13th, 2025 at 2 o'clock p.m.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We are happy in celebrating the 125th anniversary of the Salvation Army. So y'all come on up. Big round of applause for them.
Yay, again.
Y'all can come close. That's all right. You all don't look a day over 100, so you look very, very good. Proclamation reads as follows. Whereas the year 2025 marks the 125th anniversary of the Salvation Army of Savannah, a ministry and mission that has stood as a steadfast beacon of hope, compassion, and service to the citizens of our community since its founding in 1900. And whereas for 125 years, the Salvation Army in Savannah has upheld its global mission of doing the most good by meeting human needs without discrimination and extending a helping hand to the most vulnerable among us, providing food for the hungry, shelter for the unhoused, comforted for the hurting, and spiritual care for those seeking guidance. And whereas from its earliest days, the Salvation Army has been woven into the fabric of Savannah's history, responding to natural disasters, economic hardships, and periods of community need with unwavering dedication, resilience, and compassion. And whereas the organization's local programs, including emergency assistance, youth enrichment, disaster relief services, senior support, and life transformation ministries, have empowered countless families and individuals to find stability, hope, and renewed purpose. And whereas the Salvation Army has remained a dependable presence in Savannah, the success and longevity of the Salvation Army are the result of the tireless work and unwavering commitment of officers, volunteers, donors, employees, and supporters whose compassion fuels the organization's mission each day. And whereas the City of Savannah honors and celebrates the legacy of the Salvation Army in Savannah and the enduring impact of this organization's dedication to improving the human condition in our city. Now, therefore, I, Van R. Johnson II, Mayor of the City of Savannah, do hereby proclaim 2025 as the 125th anniversary of the Salvation Army in Savannah, and I encourage all citizens to join me in recognizing, honoring, supporting, and contributing to this vital institution whose ministry and mission has strengthened our community for more than a century, and witness wherever I've set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Savannah to be affixed on this day, signed by me and our clerk, Mark Massey. Congratulations, and thank you for all you do. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Captain Chris DeBorowitz, along with my wife and this great team. We serve as the leaders of the Salvation Army, serving the city of Savannah and the coastal empire. I prepared a speech and a lot to say, but that proclamation was very well written and beautifully read. So I just simply want to, on behalf of our advisory board members, our staff, volunteers, donors, and most importantly, the clients that we have the privilege of serving each and every single day that come through our programs and services. We just want to say thank you to the city of Savannah and to everyone here. So God bless you and thank you very much.
So why don't you introduce yourselves and say how long you've been with the... Hey, hello. Tell them how long you've been there as well.
So my husband and I'm Captain Elise DeBorowitz. My husband and I just transferred here to Savannah this summer, so we're still getting our feet wet, but we have felt so welcomed into this community, and we are so happy to be here serving alongside you all, and we look forward to many years to come.
Thank you.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody knows this young lady.
I'm not sure. I'm Linda James. I've been with the Salvation Army going on January will be 47 years. And working in this community, I cannot say that I've been in a more benevolent community than Savannah and helped supporting our mission. And so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Hi. I am Shy. My name is Patricia Patterson. I'm the case management supervisor at the Salvation Army, where we are doing the most good, impacting the lives of individuals in our community that need shelter, that need mental health providers. We provide mental health providers for those individuals, link them, job placements, and the best thing is they get a good meal every day.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Chelsea, and I am here new to the Salvation Army of Savannah. And this being my first appointment as an officer, just seeing the love and the joy that people have when it comes to the Salvation Army and what the work we're doing here, as well as the support. I definitely appreciate just seeing that fresh out of school and just being able to be in a community that cares. So thank you guys so much for allowing us to be here.
Well, welcome.
Hi, I'm Keith Cobb. I am the chair of the advisory board, and I look around and I see many of you who are our supporters, and I thank you. Mr. Mayor, without the leadership helping us, without the generous citizens of our city in our county, what we do is not possible. So we thank you for having a hand in what we do for the community. We are very grateful. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Amen.
Good? All right. So when I was growing up in Brooklyn, we used to have this term, Mr. City Manager, when we really meant something and said, I double dog dare you. I double dog dare members of council to join me and the city manager over the holidays as a bell ringer for the Salvation Army.
Oh, you're late. We do that anyway.
Well, I mean, I want us all to do it.
Yeah.
So I double dog dare you.
Yeah.
Obviously, it is probably one of the most visible opportunities to help, and so you all as valued and very visible public servants, we would love to see you out there. We'll get you the information about how to do that.
Yes, sir.
So thank you all so much. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I just want to thank Chris. I don't want to mess up his last name. We met before, and Linda knows I'm in the Salvation Army at least once a week. They are giving, and she can attest to that. Thank you. She's the other Linda, Mr. Mayor. So she's taking care. They give vouchers, they give clothes, they do all furniture, and so I appreciate our partnership, and I'm hoping that you guys get to fulfill your vision.
Amen.
I really do. Thank you so much. Linda!
Love is an action word.
Yes, it is.
This is love in
the
action.
whole team, Ms. Patterson. I
So
know Ms.
thank you
Patterson.
all so
Come
much.
on.
We appreciate you.
And
Thank
welcome.
you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, something else is very, very important to me as a small business owner here in Savannah is our small businesses. So I'll ask our small business leaders to come up and join me, because we have another great opportunity for everyone to be a part of what's happening. And the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas small businesses are the backbone of Savannah's economy, representing the creativity, diversity, and entrepreneurial spirit that makes our city unique. And whereas these businesses, our shops, restaurants, service providers, artisans, entertainers, and makers, strengthen our neighborhoods, create jobs, spark innovation, and keep dollars circulating within our local economy. And whereas Small Business Saturday, celebrated each year on a Saturday after Thanksgiving, serves as a national reminder to support the small and independent businesses that shape the character and charm of our city. And whereas choosing to shop small has a big impact, for every dollar spent at a local business, more of that dollar stays in our community, supporting local jobs, local suppliers, local families, and the long-term economic vitality of Savannah. And whereas Savannah is fortunate to have dedicated partners who champion, uplift, and develop small businesses year-round, including, wave your hand, the Savannah Area Chamber of Commerce, the Savannah Downtown Business Association, Buy Local Savannah, the Greater Black Chamber of Commerce, the Metropolitan Savannah Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the University of Georgia Small Business Development Center, the oh, yeah, of course. The Small Business Assistance Center Corporation, the Starland Business Corridor, the South of Durand Business Association, the Savannah Waterfront Association, the Forsyth Park Farmers Market, and the Hutchinson Island and Eastern Wharf Farmers Market. And whereas these organizations, together with hundreds of small business owners and entrepreneurs across our city, work tirelessly to building a thriving and resilient local marketplace that welcomes residents and visitors alike. And whereas Savannah's small businesses reflect our city's story, embody our values, and help make Savannah one of the most vibrant, creative, and economically dynamic communities in the nation. And whereas thinking big by shopping small, I came up with that, is one of the most meaningful ways Savannah residents and visitors can support the people and places that make our city special. Now, therefore, I, Van R. Johnson II, Mayor of the City of Savannah, do hereby proclaim Saturday, November the 29th, 2025 as Small Business Saturday in Savannah, Georgia, and encourage all Savannahans and visitors to support our local entrepreneurs by shopping, dining, and exploring small businesses across every neighborhood of our city, and witness wherever I've set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Savannah to be affixed. Ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you, don't wait till Saturday, let's do it this week. There is a small business that you can find for everything you need. There is somebody somewhere in this city who can do this, and it's the best gift because it's the gift that keeps on giving. Small businesses pay local taxes. Small businesses locally hire local folks. They're also able to not only earn money, but then also to spend money. And so again, we thank our small business heroes for being who they are and doing what they do day in and day out. Many of you know, for those of us who lived during the pandemic in these seats, you know that we would not have made it through the pandemic if it had not been for our small business economy. So again, thank you all so much, and we'll have all of you, the group come up. So we'll start with Mia Mann, since she's behind me. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, City Council. Thank you, Honorable Mayor Van Johnson, Team Savannah, for without you, the work of the Savannah Downtown Business Association would not be possible. Every one of you represented in the room, you answer our calls, you answer our requests. Thank you. And we just want to reiterate the message that the mayor said so well. We need you. It is about driving our locals to support the downtown business economy, making those stops by those businesses. We just launched shopdowntownsavannah.com to spotlight our local businesses across the board. It's a free service we're providing to amplify the voice of downtown Savannah. And because of each partner that's represented here with us today, thank you, police. I see you all across this room. Thank you to every single business organization that allows us to advance the success of our economy for our locals, for our guests, and we thank each of you for this recognition as well.
Thank you. All right,
Mia.
All right, go ahead.
So there is no business without a buyer and a seller. Businesses can't do good with organizations like Salvation Army if they're not making any money. So I'm going to double dog dare everybody in here to come out on Sunday to our holiday market at the Eastern Wharf and spend your money with local makers. Thank you all. I'm Naja Hayward, founder of Savannah Sunset Market. This is my team, Curtis Faircloth and Renelle Stewart.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for your support of small business.
Yes, it is.
On River Street, Savannah's waterfront, we have all small retail businesses, and we invite you to shop small with us on Saturday. And when you get done buying all of your Christmas presents, join us for the lighted Christmas parade. If anyone's wondering why I have on this crazy hat, it's because it's lighted parade week. So come join us on the waterfront. Thank you all very much.
There you go, Julie.
Go dogs.
Go dogs. Go dogs. SBDC from UGA is honored to serve the small business community, and we appreciate all of your support in helping make Savannah a great place to do business.
Say your name.
Liz Overstreet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Davenport. I'm with the Savannah Area Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for having us today. We're very excited. You know, at the Savannah Chamber, 85% of our members are small business. We could not do the work that we do locally at the state level and on the federal level without the support of local business. So thank you for acknowledging this and giving them an opportunity to shine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there, thank you. Heather Radke, I'm representing Buy Local. As you know, we have a strong independent ownership of businesses here in town, and our group is to make sure you realize that these local dollars stay in our community. 76%, I believe, stays in the community when you buy from a local business owner. So remind that, PSA, buy local, buy local. Thank you, everybody, for this proclamation.
Buy local.
Buy local.
Hi, Victoria Saxton, president of the Small Business Assistance Corporation. So we do all the small business financing, and we actually celebrated 35 years this year, and we'll be doing a lot of history that actually started the root of City of Savannah, funding that in order for us to grow to where we are today. So thank you again for your time and the opportunity to be here today.
Thank you.
Monticello Stewart with the Greater Savannah Black Chamber of Commerce, one of the smaller but the fastest growing chamber. And so we're really excited about that. I'd love for y'all to support our gala, which is December the 11th, and get ready for our expo because there's so much support last year from the city. We were able to move the expo from the Hyatt to the convention center, so we're really excited about that. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Got everybody?
Mr. Mayor.
So we're looking forward to this again. We were asking you all to buy local, be intentional about it. Again, this is the gift that keeps on giving to our local economy. There's a lot of forces happening out on the national economy. In Savannah, we have to take care of our own, and this is how we take care of our own. Alderman Palumbo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. To my colleagues out there, my good friends, I'm so honored to serve with all of you in my day job and my daily capacity. This is a culmination of your incredible hard work throughout the year to celebrate small businesses, which, as Jen said, is the backbone of our economy. And I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize one more person who's probably hiding out there, trying not to be recognized because he's incredibly modest, Mr. Kewan Drayton, Director of Operations of Startup Savannah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I would be remiss if I didn't say that we have on Skidaway Road, right, we want y'all to duplicate all the things that y'all doing downtown, because from President Street to Eisenhower, we have some buy local people that we want you to incorporate too. So thank you for what you do. We want to do the same thing, and I'm hoping that splash money that we get to revitalize Skidaway, that y'all incorporate what's going on in Skidaway. We got a lot of businesses down there. Thank you for what you do. Make sure you include us too. Y'all heard that 3rd district? We want them to buy local there too. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Alderman Shabazz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too, colleagues, join you and the message that we are sending out as small businesses. I am a small business owner, been a small business owner for almost 50 years. So I truly understand the method and the philosophy and business sense. As we small businesses in the city of Savannah, we are truly the backbone of our economy. So I'm asking everyone to continue to support us as we support this city with our businesses and hiring and also giving back and paying the work that we do up here on the city council. We're talking about property taxes and everything else that we do as small business owners. So, and the increase, and also with I have to put this plug in for the city of Savannah with our small business, our entrepreneur center, and what we can do to encourage those who want to come and walk in the shoes that we're walking in and being small business owners. So y'all continue to grind, put it on, and we're going to have, and I'm just praying for an extreme blessing over the next few weeks during the holiday season as the people pour into Savannah, into our economy. Congratulations. Happy Thanksgiving to all of us, Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Leggett.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As a proud papa, I just want to sit here and look over and tell everybody, look at the 2nd district. Over here from
and not all of them.
From River Street all the way to Victory Drive, you see the improvements in the 2nd district. All of that was intentional to make sure small businesses like this were going to benefit from it. And now we're working along with the downtown business, downtown neighborhood, as well as the Riverfront Association to make sure that our hotel motel dollars is going to reflect the need of everybody that come and visit Savannah. So when they come to Savannah, it's intentional that we tell them to visit all our small businesses, our small restaurants, and have a good time here in the 2nd district. That's how we do it.
Thank you, Alderwoman Bell.
Just congratulations, Mia, and all of you. Thank you for all that you do, all the work that you do.
I want to lift this. Go ahead.
To all of you all, thank you for what you give to our city. We truly, truly appreciate it. The mayor said that during COVID, well, I don't think it was the mayor, I think it was the young lady with the lighted hat. During COVID, if it wasn't for our small businesses, a lot of people could not have gotten the necessary things that they needed.
Who's the mayor?
And for that, we truly appreciate you. Asia Hankerson, you did not say anything, so I'm gonna say it for you. Look here, thank you. Thank you for all you do and for what you did while you were here.
Thank you. I wanted to lift as well.
Wait a minute,
oh, I'm sorry. I thought you
finished. Moncello Stewart, thank you so much for all you do for the Black Chamber. You all are having a gala. Yes. It's up and coming, so we need support, support, support. Your gala is on December 11th. Could you come back to the mic and let them know where, what time, how can they purchase tickets, and what have you?
Y'all talking money now. I can walk over here. December the 11th. Actually, it's 3 events that day. Savannah Chamber has the annual meeting that day. I think another chamber is having a gala that day as well. And then our chamber gala is December 11th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Armstrong Center, 125. Our hashtags are gsbcc.org. You can find everything there. Thank you all so much. We only got 40 tickets left, though.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Also want to lift that for businesses we don't have, Savannah is still a ripe ground for people to enter business.
Yes.
And we've been helping through our Launch Savannah initiative. And so entrepreneurial opportunities are still available here, and I want people to take advantage of those. So thank you all so much. We appreciate you all. I'm looking forward to it. And thank you.
Trombone Bakery.
Trombone Bakery.
Yeah.
Trombone Bakery.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr.
Just when we thought our diet had begun.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much.
Mia, thank you.
And Mr. Melder, I double dog dare you to 3rd District, all of that. All of that.
6th
all
District.
Of that.
All
5th
that.
District.
All
On
right.
the south side.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Savannah, thank you all so much, okay? All right.
At large, all of them.
That's right, all of
The
them.
whole city.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move to our phenomenal Savannah Airport, which has some great news that I'm not at liberty to say, but I'll let them say it. But great news today, items number 27 through 32. Item number 27, approval to execute change order number 11 for the Terminal Security Checkpoint Expansion Project with Collins Construction in the amount of $154,634. Item number 28, approval of the 2026 Airports Council International North America Premier Airport membership dues in the amount of $37,742. Item number 29, approval to fund an additional year of the professional service agreement with Peachtree Government Relations in the amount of $60,000. Item number 30, approval to renew the annual license subscription to Secure Credentials from Tadera for 1 year in the amount of $76,259. Item number 31, approval to execute a contract with Highlight Airfield Services, LLC, for airfield painting and rubber removal in the amount of $107,600. And item number 32, approval to execute amendment number 1 for the work to hire agreement with Ben L. Consulting International, DBA Ben Lau and Associates in the amount of $43,500.
I move to adopt the agenda item as written.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We're going now for our first public hearing to receive comments on our 2026 proposed service program and budget. This is required by state law, in which we provide the opportunity for public to comment on our extensive budget conversations that have continued. I want to commend city staff for being engaged and involved out in our community, listening to our residents. This is the first year that our budget has been fully informed by our strategic plan, Savannah GPS. And so the expenditures we have are tied to a strategic goal. And so that is based on what the citizens' input is. And so it's a novel way, but it's also a way to hold us accountable for the things that our residents have indicated to us that they want us to do. So I now declare that public hearing open. Do we have any cards? Is anyone here want to talk about or offer public comments about the 2026 proposed service program and budget? Going once. Going twice. Speak now, forever hold thy peace. Yes, sir. Been properly moved and second that we close this hearing. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Hearing is closed. Moving to zoning hearings, item number 7 is petition of Nancy Maya, Victorian Neighborhood Association, Jason Combs, Thomas Square Neighborhood Association, and Bernadette Perry, Kyla Brownsville Neighborhood Association for a text amendment to section 7.13 Hotel Overlay District and Automatic Districts 1 and 2. At the petitioner's request, this has been requested to be continued to December the 11th. Item number 8 is for a zoning map amendment on the same items. It has been requested by a petitioner this item be continued to December the 11th. I'll entertain a motion to do that.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded that we continue item number 7 and item number 8 to December the 11th. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 9 is petition of Bridget Liddy on behalf of the mayor and aldermen of the city of Savannah, Georgia, for a text amendment to sections 8.7, accessory structures and uses. Mr. Mara, how are you, sir?
Excellent. Pleasure to see you all today. Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, this is probably not going to stand, so I'm going to lay it down. We are here to talk first about an amendment to the zoning ordinance for I believe you all probably did not get to hear about these in the pre-meeting, so I'll describe them briefly. When we say accessory structures, I'd like you to think of your garage in your house without any living quarters attached to them. An accessory dwelling unit would be, say, a garage apartment or a granny flat, something along those lines. This is a dwelling unit that would be smaller in relation to your principal dwelling. And so today's first petition is in relation to zoning ordinance text amendments that regulate these two types of structures. You can see the 8 sections that are proposed to be impacted by these proposed text amendments. And so the city and Metropolitan Planning Commission have been working together for the past few months on some text amendments to provide greater flexibility with regard to accessory structure and ADU regulations, to reduce the number of variances, and to provide greater flexibility. And while we do expect some efficiency out of these text amendments, we also expect that we should see a new and added opportunity to create varied housing stock. For some people, this might offer the opportunity to have a more affordable place to live. For others, the opportunity to age in place. And for still others, even the opportunity to generate additional revenue from adding a smaller apartment on their property. This is not the first time that we have seen text amendments to this particular section of the zoning ordinance. Back in 2019, NUZO was immediately adopted to allow ADUs on lots that were at least 200% of the area that was required for a single-family dwelling that would be in an RSF district or a TR district. In May of 2023, Council approved a zoning text amendment that reduced that 200% down to 125%. And so that was a step forward. It also added the provision that this minimum lot area could be varied by the Zoning Board of Appeals or by the Planning Commission. And so today we are looking at a slate of new text amendments that will move us yet again forward. And again, because I don't believe there was much discussion earlier, I'm just going to walk briefly through these. The first of these that you see on the list, section 8.7.3E, will clarify calculation of lot coverage based on the footprint of accessory structures. The second will clarify districts where accessory dwelling units are permitted. The third facilitates conversion of an existing accessory structure for dwelling purposes. So if you have a shed of some sort or a garage that doesn't contain living units, this provision will make that much easier. The fourth one will reduce the minimum lot area that is required from the current 125% to 100%. And I'd just like to add a note that in many districts, this will see many lots that are permitted to establish accessory dwelling units from, they will see an increase in lots that are permitted by 20%, and some all the way up to 100% of lots permitted by right to establish an accessory dwelling unit within those districts. The fifth one clarifies the determination of the maximum size. And it permits the variability of the number of bedrooms. Currently, the maximum number of bedrooms is 1. And so this slate of text amendments includes the opportunity to add additional bedrooms. There is, next to the bottom, this ties the architectural style of an ADU within a given district to that district if it is within a historic district. And the last section removes the requirement that the Historic Preservation Commission would have to offer a recommendation on whether or not an accessory dwelling unit could be built within one of the districts over which it has purview. And so those are the text amendments that are proposed. These are consistent with Savannah GPS, which was just mentioned in the city's new strategic plan. Goal 2, Part 1, Item 1 says to implement programs and partner with organizations to build, retain, and improve affordable and workforce housing options for individuals and families. Goal 2, Part 1, Item 2 says update housing policies and ordinances to remove barriers and offer incentives that encourage the development of affordable housing. And so we find that this is consistent with both of those policy priorities. This is also consistent with the Housing Savannah Action Plan in Strategy 5A.4, which calls for the that supports modifications to our zoning, development standards, licensing, and other similar ordinances and policies for the purpose of promoting affordable housing. With that, MPC staff in its review did find 2 items that we thought prudent that this and future councils should consider with regard to the kind of housing that we are creating through our aim of creating more affordable housing. We want to make sure that it is not just affordable, but it is also quality housing. And so we'd like to point out that the text does not set a minimum floor area for ADUs. This is a requirement that was removed from the ordinance in 2023. Currently, an ADU is only required to meet the IRC 2018 code, that is the city's adopted building code. And these standards are aimed largely at safety. They do set minimums for living area, bathrooms, kitchens, ventilation, and fire safety. But again, these are largely safety oriented. Staff will again refer to the Georgia Department of Community Affairs Architectural Manual. For projects where DCA's funding is implemented, they do set minimums for unit sizes. And so we believe that this is done in an effort and an appreciation, rather, for the idea that truly affordable housing is built with respect for the needs and dignity of occupants, that it recognizes long-term residence requirements for functional space, storage, privacy, and accessibility. So again, we want to make sure that we are not supporting potentially substandard housing. Also, we recognize, as we spoke about in the Affordable Housing Text Amendment, that added bedrooms does equate to added demand on all of our engineered systems. Staff encourages the consideration of dimensional minimums to ensure housing quality, criteria for appropriateness of allowing multiple bedrooms, and also the identification of priority growth areas and contextual guidelines to make sure that, again, we're not placing a burden on the residents of these areas or introducing substandard outcomes in our affordable housing efforts. And so with that, the Planning Commission did recommend approval of this request with one condition, and that is the establishment of variance criteria for Section 8.7.4 D3, permitting ADUs to contain multiple bedrooms. The Planning Commission requests that variance criteria be established within 90 days of Council's adoption of this amended text. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Are there any questions from members of the council? Well, first of all, this is a public hearing. Does anyone have anything against the recommendation or what's been stated? Going once? One moment.
Just one question.
No.
Well, one moment. Public hearing. Going twice? Speak now. Yes, sir.
Second.
Probably moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Alderwoman Wilder Bryan. We'll turn your mic on. Thank you.
Just curious, when we pass these things, how is it going to affect what's going on in the 3rd district? I know we had some people working on this, and so when this comes to our district, anybody who has a setback, how are we going to, will this be retro or as is, or when we find these instances that don't go with the zoning that we already have in place, how is this going to filter in should we bring this to the 3rd district?
So if I understand, and I know that this is also something I've discussed with Alderwoman Alicia Miller Blakely, the idea that you have several dwellings in your district that might have non-conforming conditions. To that, I would say there's a provision to allow an existing structure. If you are simply turning an existing garage or shed into a dwelling unit, there's a provision to permit that. These other provisions include details like the ability to now place the ADU at the same side setback as the principal dwelling for new construction. So it addresses both existing structures that would be converted, and it can address new construction to make it a little bit more flexible. Sure.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. How you doing today?
Excellent. How are you?
I just had a couple of questions about what is the parking requirement going to be for a ADU if it's already an existing building on a space? Do the parking requirement remain the same for the existing house?
That is correct. So right now, only the principal dwelling requires one off-street parking space. Currently, accessory dwelling units do not count against density, and they do not require off-street parking. That is not changed by this text.
So by having this, is it correct that they will cause a hardship on the community if they have an accessory dwelling to have more bedroom space, and if they have guests, their guests are subject to park on the street, which would take away parking away from the residents who are there?
Potentially, that could be the case, but again, the Planning Commission is asking that this board add variance criteria so that if additional bedrooms are to be granted, that factors like those you've just mentioned could be taken into consideration. If on-street parking is the only thing that's available, that might be one of the circumstances under which additional bedrooms might not be advisable.
So before we vote on this today, is it permittable for us to add edits to, or is it a living document, Mr. City Manager? Is it a living document we continue to edit with our variances, with our current ordinances? Yeah. Can we edit some portions of it?
Well, I think that council can offer any amendment to the zoning ordinance as proposed and adopt from the dais. I do think the question you're asking about how do we protect against a real or perceived negative impact for additional cars for units being produced on site?
Not even that, and also if something else would arise, say they turn that accessory dwelling, what was primarily made for rental, long-term rental, that's turned into a short-term vacation rental. Yeah. Would that go under a different criteria?
Well, this doesn't change the short-term vacation rental ordinance. So, and this doesn't add an additional PIN into those short-term vacation rental zones. So it doesn't add to the available capacity of short-term vacation rentals. I think that the condition that was added at the Metropolitan Planning Commission is addressing a lot of your concerns in that it requires some variances for these additional units so that some of those matters can be, because they might be specific to that one project, right? That may not be the right approach to legislate.
So it's okay for us to put in legal language to say to include but not to limit to? Because if we asking someone to build or construct a accessory dwelling and it's on property and they start off as a accessory dwelling by right, and then it turns into a business, then that business, say they may have 4 or 5 guests that come, 4 or 5 guests bring cars, 4 or 5 guests have party, 4 or 5 guests call police to site. Yeah. How do we enforce?
So I think that I know the issues are connected in terms of community concern. You know, if there's an ADU at a property, does that now increase the number of people that might be there for a short-term vacation rental if that property is already a short-term vacation rental?
But here's my issue, and I ask you, Mr. City Manager, and Mr. Mayor, also, is there any way for us in the future, I guess the first quarter of 26, that we can have a workshop on short-term vacation rentals and Airbnbs so that we really know what's legal, what's illegal, what's zoned, what's not zoned, what's ADU accessible, what we can have.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, we can do that. I also want to note that, since City Council adopted an ADU ordinance, there have only been 37 building permits issued for ADUs. So it's been a very...
But I differ right there, sir, respectfully, and also Mr. Mayor, that I've worked with city staff and I sent in a lot of dialogue to reflect the fact that there are so many being constructed and they're not permitted. And there's a lot being built. And in their initial permit, it said they're building one structure and they're building a garage, but actually they're building a garage with a accessory dwelling on top of it. So, I mean, I really want somebody to look into these plans as they're coming up so that we don't have egg on our face, because once they're built and we already have the foundation there, we can't tell them to tear it down. They just say, "Ooh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you." But,
I think it's a compliance issue.
Yes, sir. So, and with that, speaking that way, I just want to make sure that we do have a way of keeping people in compliance when we are at this point. Because I'm looking at it, and I don't want to say yes to something and we don't have a back door. We're not legally permitted to the public and let them know that we can enforce something, and we say yes on the front end and we don't have a back door.
Well, it appears that they're doing it now. If you're saying they're doing it now and there's no ordinance, I guess my concern would be, Mr. Manager, is that are we issuing stop work orders, and hopefully our teams in the streets kind of asking those questions, for...
Yes, sir. I respect the Alderman's opinion about illegal construction. We look at those issues very aggressively. If there is an issue of illegal, we'll take the appropriate compliance steps, which is stop work order, up to demolition of that illegally built structure. We've also developed a GIS permitting tool so people can see what's been permitted at the location, and we can continue to workshop and educate on that issue. I think for my recommendation for this specific issue is I think that the condition added at MPC, which requires an additional variance, is getting at, Alderman, your concern about how do we look at some of these adverse impacts, and that can be done on a case-by-case basis based on this variance requirement. Am I getting that right, Mr. Mora?
You absolutely are, and I just wanted to make sure that we were able to go back into it after we vote for it. If there's any edits that need to be made, is it something that needs to come back to us for a...
Of course we could.
Absolutely, and I would say that this amendment here is going back into the ADU ordinance after several years. Correct. And tweaking some of the things that we didn't quite get right then. So I think absolutely we can do that sooner than a couple of years. We can bring a short-term vacation rental workshop to council soon, and we can talk about how any additions in or flexibility in density in our areas that also allow STVRs, how that's impacting that.
And I think that would help our code enforcement a lot. Yes. If we definitely had language and we had a direction for them to go, because they just had somebody on 39th Street, had people living in their garage on the floor with a portalet outside. I mean, that's not an ADU.
No, that's not an ADU. No, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
It's kind of off of the beaten path, but I want to ask you a question. Maybe you can direct me. In light of all of this new development in the denser areas, and so how do you generate, I'll give you an example, 2 fixed addresses, 2114 and 2116, and in between that space, we now have 2 houses. How do we like this, right? And so is it 21A and 21D, because 2118 is not wanting to change. And this is a specific problem that I'm having with all of these. We're getting set-asides, and we're allowing people to put these houses in smaller spaces. But when we make these rules and stuff, we forget about the people who are actually living there and how it affects them and their addresses. How are we going to determine who gets the main address? On New York is a good example. 3 houses are been placed between 2 fixed addresses, and I think this is going to be par for the course as we continue to develop houses in neighborhoods. How do we fix that?
So I'll say that's a response to the changing housing market. I think there was a time where we had an idea about what our cities would look like, the size of our lots, the spacing of our homes, and now we need more housing. And so we're reevaluating what our minimums should be. And so I think that's what you're seeing there.
Yeah, I want to just throw that out because I have somebody who does not want to be 21A or 21B. They want 2114. And so just a point to ponder when we continue to develop these houses in neighborhoods, these fixed addresses. Thank you so much.
Alderwoman Bell, then Alderwoman Lanier.
Just echoing, Ms. Moore, just echoing the concern about parking. I am a little bit concerned about this particular amendment having a negative impact on some of our neighborhoods as it relates to parking requirements. And I'm not saying I'm against it because of that, but I do think we need to be we need to be aware of it, that it could cause problems.
I'll say it's a point of discussion. We are working very well with city staff. We do go back and forth and discuss concerns and the best way to manage neighborhood by neighborhood. Each neighborhood is different. They were developed at different times. They have different constraints, different opportunities. And so perhaps as we go along, we will be able to determine areas where perhaps adding additional bedrooms is most appropriate, and other areas where perhaps we want to slow down on adding additional bedrooms. But again, having this variance criteria, the idea was that the concerns with which you all are very familiar with in your districts could be placed in proper context so that we could come back and figure out it's a citywide program. And so one size fits all is not going to be the approach. We're going to have something that is varied and nuanced and gives the opportunity that in some areas this is appropriate and desirable, and others require a little bit more sensitivity.
Yeah. And I'll add too that especially for the second district parking concerns, the city has gone through its now second phase of the parking matters study. We're about to finalize the draft proposal for the community and for council. And the big thrust in that parking matter study, which goes all the way to Victory and in some cases dips south of Victory Drive, is really to protect residential parking and how we zone and manage and do pay for parking in those areas as well. So that's something that I think when we talk about these, where we're adding some gentle density in places that have the infrastructure to support it, and we're talking about parking concerns, I want to just bring that topic up, that the parking matter study is something we're going to be talking about here in January and February as that plan becomes a final draft as well.
Alderwoman Lanier.
Mr. Morrow.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to get some clarity. So we're dealing with the size. So we were at 1 bedrooms. So now you can file a variance to get the 2-bedroom ADU?
So
it's not by right. You have to file the variance. Is that correct?
That's a good point. Let me go back just to make sure I don't misspeak. Variances for more than 1 bedroom in an ADU, 8.7.4D. That's correct.
That's correct.
A variance
Okay.
to permit a second bedroom.
And on the setback, what's the difference on that? Because it was already restricted to
Yes. So now, in order to make it a bit more efficient in reviewing ADU petitions, these setbacks would be consistent with the primary dwelling, depending on your base zoning district. So for instance, in a lot of our traditional districts, single-family housing requires a 3-foot side setback. You would now be allowed to put your ADU at 3 feet rather than 5 feet from the side.
Got it, okay, okay. And what's the other thing? Coverage? Now, it was a height. We discussed height to some extent before because there were some concerns about the ADU needed to not exceed the height of the main structure. Is that changed?
So within certain conservation districts, historic districts, we would not want the ADU to exceed 25 feet or the height of the principal dwelling, whichever one was lower. That has not changed. Outside of those districts, however, I'm not aware of the ordinance prohibiting the height. There is a height maximum within the base zoning district itself, which in most of our districts is about 36 feet for residential uses. That's not something that would change.
So there's no variance to be filed for that. That's set.
If you are going to exceed whatever the height limit is that applies to your development, you would be required to seek a variance. Yes, ma'am.
Alderwoman Wilder-Bryan.
Mr. City Manager, can we put something in writing that says that these ADUs cannot be converted into STVRs? Can we have something in writing? Because if it's for that person's particular livelihood, like a mother-in-law or somebody like that, then we want to make sure that they don't turn into short-term vacation rentals.
Isn't that already in the ordinance?
I don't know if it is. I want to.
Yeah.
I don't think
I mean,
that it
short-term
is.
vacation rentals are governed by our short-term vacation rental ordinance, which has caps on each community by PIN. So I'm looking over at the city attorney.
It's not in there, from what I understand. I just want to make sure if we're saying all of the districts have the ability to put a mother-in-law in there or something else that is specific for that family and not for other people to come and take advantage of the privilege that they get out of setbacks that they get, and then they turn them into money-making. Because when we went to class, we found out that these short-term vacation rentals have generated $68 million in Savannah. That's how much they're making. The ones that are legal and illegal. And so I don't want, because we're giving I want my mom to stay in my house, okay, it's for my family. Then that turns into more cars that are becoming in that neighborhood because they've turned it into short-term rental.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's not in the.
I think the places where this would become an issue, let's say there are many houses in downtown or the Victorian district where there's already a carriage house, right? What we call a carriage house, which is an ADU.
Right.
And like there are people that live on my block. There's a row of houses that have carriage houses, and many people live there full time, and their carriage house is a short-term vacation rental, and it qualifies as an owner-occupied vacation rental. And they're able to do that because the ADU is already there on site. So the places that this would allow that is in places that already allow short-term vacation rentals, but don't yet have a carriage house. So if council would like to, that would have to be a question for the city attorney if it's to put in this ordinance. But if you'd like to restrict ADUs to not be allowed for short-term vacation rentals, then you could write that in. I think the con to that would be you're not allowing other property owners who might not have a carriage house now but might be allowed to build one in the future to be able to have that additional income on their property that they live in due to short-term vacation rental as well. So I think it's just a balance.
I'm not talking about that. They can use that as part of their livelihood to rent a long-term lease. I'm talking about let me just, are AUDs legal in the 3rd District?
Yes.
It's my understanding that they're only permitted north of Victory. I can add that.
Okay, so that is my point. And so when we sit up here and we're voting for stuff that is not applicable for us, when they come to our district, that's going to create a problem with me because of the illegal ones that we have now, nobody knows who's in your using those facilities. But if it's a long-term lease, I can say, okay, then we have a problem with the person, the tenant you have. But when we have all these random people coming into these communities, that creates parking because they're partying, and if they're 3 or 4 bedrooms and we're trying to limit how many bedrooms, then that's a problem for
So,
me. We just want to be proactive instead of reactive.
So again, I think, Edward, can you go over the specific zoning districts that our ADU zoning ordinance covers?
ADUs are largely targeted toward single-family dwellings.
Okay, so let me just be specific. Okay, so you're giving us permission, the city ordinance, and saying I can have an AUD, right? I can build one with AUD, right? I can have one because I want to increase my livelihood, what I got going on. So I got to put one in my yard, and I'm going to rent it to somebody, and that's fine. The problem that I have is that I'm going to put this in my yard, and then Tom, Dick, and Harry can have a party anytime they want to. There's nobody that we can hold accountable because most of the illegal ones that we have in my neighborhood, they don't even live here. So you got people buying property, right, that not supposed to be having these short-term. And so we got people invading our property, and the people who actually live there can't even park in front of their houses. And so if we continue to move forward, I would want to be able to have some type of ordinance to say that you can't turn your AUD into a short-term rental place because it's going to create, first of all, the parking that we're always talking about. And so if you have carriages already, I'm not worrying about those. I'm talking about anybody who wants to come in 3rd District and do these type things with some type of standard. I mean, we're just creating stuff that's okay, but we don't have compliance. That's the problem that we have. It's okay to do all these things, but the problem that I'm having is the compliance of anything that we generate and says, okay, we don't have anybody saying, you can do this, you can't do this. When we do a better, we just got to do a little better than what we're doing now if we want to get buy-in, and especially my signature on something that I'm signing for something that does not even exist in the district that I'm currently serving. Thank you, sir.
Alderman Bell and then Alderman Palumbo, and then we're going to move on.
Mr. City Manager, perhaps you should repeat that short-term vacation rentals are already governed by, where they can go.
Correct.
And I know there are illegal ones, but I also think the city's doing a better job even identifying those illegal ones by spotting them. I guess you're checking the advertising and all of that. I know of a personal case where a gentleman had a short-term vacation rental in an area that was illegal, and staff caught him, and he had to pay his fine, and he had to turn it into a long-term. So I think we're doing a better job regulating.
Yes, we are, and that's thanks to dedicated staff work. It's thanks to some technology that we purchased several years ago.
That's what it was. You purchased additional technology.
Yes. And I completely understand the concerns. I think that in the majority of our single-family districts, short-term vacation rentals are not allowed.
That is correct.
And in the places where short-term vacation rentals are allowed, ADUs are, in many cases, by right already, and have been for the beginning of Savannah. So there are some of those issues that may not be, while I think the concern is absolutely valid, Alderwoman, the fear of that happening in our single-family neighborhood districts, it may be limited, one, based on just what's allowed and what's not allowed, and two, on our increased ability to enforce that allowance. So I understand the concern. I think that the ADU ordinance here is more about trying to allow people to build mother-in-law suites, people to be able to create some density in their own property for reasons for long-term rentals, et cetera, the majority of these districts are outside of our what's allowed for in short-term vacation rentals.
Because I know we have them in my district and people are fussing about them all the time. And if you're saying that it's okay to change over to them. Reacting. And so I'm just trying to avoid some things so whoever sits in this seat, they know it's coming. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Morrow, for the presentation, and thank you for coming back. You know, this has been a process that's been going on for a couple of years, and I remember what's ironic about it is we're returning back to form for the original application as intended. And I remember we took a more cautious approach originally that was more restrictive to try to ease into accessory dwelling units to make sure that we did not have an ADU apocalypse. And what we found is that it's been slow incremental change. And we're back to square one with the same discussion. Do we address the housing crisis from the top down or the bottom up? And it's prescient that we address this right after the adoption of our strategic plan because we want to have an equitable approach to our city. And this is, the ADUs have been a privilege for the select few in Savannah from the 1940s up until we adopted this provision, I believe, in 2024, maybe 2023. And really what we're doing today is we're going to make this accessible to everyone or more people. And you know, so I welcome this. Thank you for bringing it back and remembering. Thank you to the team for doing their hard work and diligence. And thank you to council for taking, you know, a deliberate approach to be able to bring this forward. Yes. Thank you.
Is there a motion in our future?
Mr. Mayor, I move that the first reading be considered second and the ordinance placed upon its passage.
Second motion.
Properly moved and seconded, and item number 14, that the first reading be considered second, and this ordinance placed upon its passage or pass. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 10 is a petition of John D. Northrup III on behalf of Keegan Stacho, Southeastern Retail Development LLC, to amend the future land use map of 2.8 acres at 11750 Abercorn Street from Civic Institutional to Commercial Suburban and Automatic District 6. And item number 11 is a petition of John D. Northrup on behalf of Keegan Stacho, Southeastern Retail Development LLC, to amend the zoning map of 2.8 acres at 11750 Abercorn Street from OIE Office Institutional expanded to BC Community Business and Automatic District 6. I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Morrow.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a combination future land use map amendment and rezoning. The first request would amend the flume from civic and institutional use to commercial suburban, and the second would permit the rezoning of the property from its current designation of office and institutional expanded to BC community business. You can see the subject parcel on your screen outlined in yellow right now. Many of you may remember this as the site where the Red Roof Inn caught on fire several months ago. There are some remaining buildings there, but there is now an area that is developable that adjoins Abercorn and Mercy Streets. And so you can see the policy document, the future land use map on the left-hand side of your screen. This is right next to St. Joseph's Hospital. And so this is actually a commercial entity that's on the corner. It is also an area that is very much suitable for commercial use. You can see on the right-hand side of the screen the zoning map, which shows office and institutional expanded zoning. And on 3 other sides of this corner, you have BC zoning already. That very same zoning designation is presently requested. This is an aerial view of the site. You can see St. Joseph's St. Joseph's there on your right. This is also across the street from the Publix shopping center. And so just to show you a view, the Plan 2040 designation is suburban commercial. That is the character area for this parcel at present, but it has a civic and institutional flume designation. And so the request would be to take this from that blue color to the red. Commercial suburban, which is identified as business areas supporting shopping centers and corridor commercial uses. Obviously, either of these uses is appropriate at this location, both being on a high volume thoroughfare and in proximity of regional or larger neighborhood focused retailers. The BC zoning district, according to NUZO, is established for the purpose of accommodating a range of non-residential uses that serve a community-wide market area and upper-story residential uses. Unfortunately, we don't see those upper-story residential uses very often, but we are familiar with the big box locations that we typically see in this zoning district. This is appropriate for areas such as a Walmart or other big box retailer. The site is 2.8 acres in total. 1.6 acres would remain the red roof inn buildings, and 1.2 acres would be the new commercial. You would see a drive-through coffee establishment and a fast casual restaurant established on this site. Primary access would be off of Mercy Boulevard and not off of Abercorn. Site plan review would be required. It appears that there are going to be some variances that would have to be reviewed by the Metropolitan Planning Commission in this development's future. And so to offer you a view of the proposed site plan here, I'm not sure if you can see my cursor. You cannot. So on the frontage closest to Mercy Boulevard, you will notice that would be the fast casual restaurant that's proposed. And a large portion of the site is actually dedicated to the entrance and drive-through stacking for what would be a drive-through coffee restaurant on this other frontage on Abercorn. With regard to some of the criteria, the first, whether the range of uses permitted by the proposed zoning district is more suitable than that in the current zoning district. Staff found that it would be, in that the range of uses proposed under BC is more suitable because it would support or continue this pattern of BC zoning on the adjoining three sides of this intersection. The change would promote consistency in land use and better align with the established commercial character of the area. With regard to whether the proposed zoning district addresses a specific need in the city, this is an area that is home to several large institutional users. Of course, Georgia Southern's Armstrong campus is nearby, Walmart, Kroger, and other uses that are auto-oriented along the corridor are located nearby. And this will continue to meet current and future service needs of the community in that particular vicinity. With that, the Planning Commission did recommend approval of the first request to modify the future land use map from civic and institutional to commercial suburban, and also the rezoning request from OI&E to community business. Happy to answer any questions.
This is a public hearing. Does anyone have anything against this recommendation? Going once. Going twice?
Mayor Johnson?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. We're going to move to close the hearing. But...
Second.
And properly moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Let's move to the corresponding item, which is item number 15.
Mr. Mayor, can we take both 15 and 16 together?
I believe because it's first and second, we probably need to take them individually.
We need to take
It's two different things. So yeah, one is basically for the Flum amendment.
Flum, and then the other one's for the rezoning.
You just have to say it twice.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Mr. Mayor, in reference to number 15, I move that the first reading be considered the second, the ordinance placed upon its passage and passed.
Second.
Been probably moved and seconded that the first reading be considered the second, this ordinance placed upon its passage and passed on item number 15. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 16.
Mr. Mayor, I move that item number 16, the first reading be considered the second, the ordinance placed upon its passage and passed.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Morrow. Appreciate it. Item number 17 and 18 are first readings, approval of the 2026 revenue ordinance, and item number 18, adoption of the amendment to the 2026 revenue ordinance to establish a stormwater utility rate ordinance. These are first readings, therefore requires no council action. Moving to your purchasing items number 19 through 26.
19.
All right. Any other pullouts?
Mr. Mayor, regarding items number 20 through 25, 20 through 26, I move for approval.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded that item number 20 is authorize city manager to execute a contract for one remote operated track slope mower with Jet Vac Equipment Company LLC in the amount of $67,176. Item number 21, authorize city manager to execute a contract for services to repair damage on fire pumper with William Fires Apparatus in the amount of $62,946. Item number 22, authorize the city manager to execute a contract for one mini excavator and compact track loader from Yancey Brothers, care of Caterpillar Incorporated in the amount of $197,716. Item number 23, authorize city manager to execute a contract for one valve maintenance truck from Allen J. Fleet Sales, care of National Automotive Fleet Group in the amount of $284,940. Item number 24, authorize city manager to execute contract modification number 1 to increase the annual contract amount with Genuine Parts Company, Napa Integrated Business Solutions in the amount of $800,000. Item number 25, authorize city manager to execute a contract for 2 4-ton hoist replacement with cone cranes in the amount not to exceed $139,914. And item number 26, authorize city manager to execute a contract for disaster recovery base and support services with Ashbridge Primary, MLU Services Secondary, and USA Upstart Tertiary in an amount that will vary based on severity of the national disaster. I'm going to pull that. By items number 18 and 25, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 19.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'm going to yield to Chairman Palumbo to make the motion.
Yes, regarding this particular item, I move for approval. Move for approval.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Motion passes. That'd be what, 6-1? 7-1. Thank you. Item number 26. Yes. All right, go ahead.
Wow, they got to see who they
19, correct? Okay. All right. Right. Yeah, it's done. Yeah. Okay. Item number 26, Mr. Manager, we're clear? All right. I move for approval. All
Second.
Probably moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to, 26. I'm sorry, 26. Under agreements, approval of a water and sewer agreement with HP Ageechee Road LLC for Point Grand Chatham, a development consisting of 411 apartment units at 10 Patriot Drive off of Highway 17 in the Gateway area in unincorporated Chatham County. There's a motion.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 34 is approval to change the name of a visual art studio, one in the Dr. Otis S. Johnson Cultural Arts Center, to the Bill Durrance Visual Arts Studio in Automatic District 2. Alderman Leggett. Yes, sir.
I may ask the president of DNA to come with me, Mr. Mayor, please, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, the applicant is requesting approval to change the name of the Visual Arts Center Studio 1 in the Otis Johnson S. Cultural Center at 201 Montgomery Street to the Bill Durrance Visual Arts Studio. In recognition of the contributions of Mr. Bill Durrance, sir, Bill Durrance, known as Bill Durrance, William Henry Durrance Jr., is a native of Savannah, a professional photographer of almost 60 years of experience shooting editorials, commercials, and professional assignments. Mr. Durrance, a photographer teacher for more than 40 years and a former Savannah alderman from 2016 to 2019. His fine art prints include a number of private collections as well as City of Savannah multiple archives prints. In 2025, he donated an extensive archive of presented in full breadth of his photography career to the City of Savannah archives, where it will be accessible to the public. Mr. Mayor, I ask to approve the change of the name of the Visual Arts Studio #1 in the Otis Johnson Cultural Center to be named the Bill Durrance Visual Arts Studio in Automatic District 2, sir.
Well, it would be nice if you made a motion, though.
I did. I said I asked for the approval to change.
I move. Second.
Thank
to change the name of the Visual Arts Studio 1 in the Otis Johnson Center to be named Bill Durrance Visual Arts Studio, sir.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Item number 35, authorize city manager to approve a major subdivision, Bradley Point South Phase 7 in automatic District 6.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Move for approval.
Second motion.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. That ends our agenda, and you're 2 minutes off, Alderman Palumbo. So, are there any, yes, yes, you're absolutely correct. I'm gonna start Alderman Lanier.
Can we please turn your mic on when speaking, or it will not be captured? Thank you.
One announcement, the 6th, that's the first Saturday in December, come out to the West Bay Street Community Market. It's on the first Saturdays, free fish and grits, everybody eats. That's it, thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Leggett.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, thank you. I'd like to, I see Carrie's out in the gallery. Thank you, Carrie. I was definitely want to continue to offer prayers on behalf of the council for you and your entire team. I know this is a difficult time, but you've definitely been in our prayers.
Thank you. Alderman Wilder Bryan.
We have two parties, one for on the 19th at Savannah Gardens, and then at the park we have one, and they have requested your presence, you and the city manager, just peep your head through. We do an amazing party over there, sir. We'll give you the information. And we want to say how we had such a good time with the Hispanic Gala. Thank you for that. They did an amazing thing. Miriam, I think we talked about it. She got, what was the award she got? 2 awards. 2 awards representing City of Savannah and Hispanic community. Go Miriam, thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Palumbo.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm going to skip Alderman Pertee for a point of personal privilege. Alderwoman Miller Blakely.
Thank you, Mayor Johnson. I just want to send out our deepest sympathies and condolences to the family of Natasha Exley. She was my next door neighbor. She lost her life on Friday. And also to the Coney family. Their son, Vaughn's son, was the one that they found in the river on Wednesday. Deepest and sincere condolences and sympathies to both of those families. Thank you.
Thank you, and we extend ours as well. Thank you, Alderwoman Bell.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, Mayor Johnson, his name is Tremaine Moore.
Yes.
Tremaine Moore. Thank you.
And then Alderman Pertee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to read this into record, if that's okay.
Please do.
Mr. Massey. It is with a, it's hard. It's with a heavy heart that I share the passing of one of our very, very wonderful women of Windsor Forest, Joanne Renee Panzarello Sapella.
Yes.
Passed away recently, someone who meant a great deal to Windsor Forest. And so many of us who had the privilege of working alongside of her, if you knew her, you knew her as the woman in the scooter, the wheelchair, or her mobility throughout Windsor. She wasn't just involved, she was invested. Whether she was advocating for animal welfare, pushing for better mobility and safety in our neighborhood, or volunteering with Keep Savannah Beautiful, she gave time and energy with genuine love for this community. You always knew that when Joanne spoke up, it was because she genuinely cared. In Windsor Forest, she was one of those neighbors who lifted up others. She showed up to the meetings, asked thoughtful questions, and never hesitated to offer a hand. She made people feel welcome, heard, and valued. Our neighborhood is so much stronger because of her voice, her compassion, and her determination. Joanne also carried her dedication into her nursing career, caring for others with the same kindness that she brought to her community work. It was simply who she was. To her husband, Robert, and her children, and her grandchildren, and all of her family and friends, please know that our entire community and our entire city stands with you. We are grateful for everything Joanne poured into Windsor Forest and into the city of Savannah. Her spirit will not be forgotten. A celebration of life will take place at the Moose Lodge on Norwood on December 6th from 2 to 6 p.m. If you come, please wear purple. That was her favorite color. I do want to say that to my friend, my colleague, my neighbor, my community advocate, and a strong voice, she can now rest easy. Thank you, Joanne, for making this a better place for all of us. Amen.
Amen. And Joanne was a force of nature, and we are better because of Joanne. So to her family, to Windsor Forest family, to the greater Savannah community, we have lost a champion, but we appreciate her. May her memory be a blessing. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes. And let us remember that we all have a lot to be thankful for. And when we return, God willing, the H season will be over. We're adjourned. The H season. The word we don't use, the H